Welcome, Pass the Rock with King. How's it going, everybody? Another video for you guys, part 3, show 3. Hope everybody's doing good today. Hope you had a good day. Hot out here in Cali. They said this week's gonna be even hotter, so I hope everybody's staying hydrated, staying safe out there. Make sure you definitely stay hydrated because it's hot. Today's topics, I got football for you guys, a little bit of the NBA, I got some news a little bit about Luka. So let's start with the Rams. We just got good news that we saw Stanford is back. Matthew, full of pads, was out there playing today, practicing, doing his thing. So he's looking promising this year. So hopefully for week 1, if he doesn't start, maybe he can make his way in. Let's not rush him back. You know, that back injury is still something scary, and we need him for the full season. We don't want him to come back half. We want him to come back ready, get these wins for us, because we trying to go to the top this season, for sure, no doubt. Matthew Stanford, last season, without him, when he was hurt, we were 3-8. This season, hopefully we have him a lot more. We will keep him healthy. You know, the O-line's looking really good. Get a lot of good blockers, and we should be looking good. We've got great receivers. Matthew's gonna be looking really good for our team this year. We just need him healthy, and everything should work out. We should be good. We beat the Chargers 2 days ago. I believe it was 22-23. Rams, it was a really good game. Definitely competitive. A lot of times, I guess the preseason sometimes doesn't feel like so competitive. Some people are hitting hard and some of them are barely hitting. They don't want to get injured. Some people are trying to make the team still. So, you know, sometimes you won't get to see the starters. You'll have to see the second line, maybe the third strings. But, you know, it's really good to let the third string play and the second string play, because it's going to give you time to meet the new players. It gives them a chance to, you know, a lot of times this is their dream. You know, they want to make it to the NFL and put their families in better places financially. I know when you dream about something when you're a little kid, about being in the NBA, NFL, hockey, soccer, anywhere, you want to play at the highest level that you can get to. And once you reach that highest level, it's hard to stay there and hard to get there. For those that are there right now, trying out and trying to make the team, you know, good luck to you guys. Hoping and praying that, you know, you guys all get a chance on that field and get a chance to play. I found out today that Jimmy, is breaking news, Jimmy's going to be starting for Cleveland on Sunday, week 1. He'll be starting for the quarterbacks. They just posted a notice that he's going to be starting for the team this year, well, for week 1. I didn't get to see if they had Shedeur behind him, but they also have 3 other quarterbacks after him for backup. So hopefully nothing happens to him, but hopefully Shedeur will get his chance to shine. And we all know when he gets that chance, he's going to take advantage of his opportunities. And, you know, I say give him a chance, give him a little bit of a shot, you know. We saw something in the preseason. He looked really good. I mean, from what we saw, it wasn't too much, but hopefully they give him a chance and he can shine when he gets his chance. My question is for a lot of people is, do you feel like the preseason is too much? I think it's 5. Should we shorten it and make it into 3? And that way, would that cause less injuries if we shorten the season? There'd be less games to see talent and see what fits for your team? Or would it be better just to keep it how it is? I notice a lot of people, you know, when you're trying to make the team, you're trying all you can. So injuries are going to happen, especially in the contact sport. Is definitely something that you take a risk on. These guys are 200 and something pounds going full force with nothing but just a helmet and some thin pads. A scary sight. If you haven't never played football or tackle football with fully pads and everything on, it's different than playing flag or when you're around your friends and stuff, you know. When I was younger, we used to play in the street. The streets are only so big, so usually it'd be about 3-on-3, 4-on-4. We used to play light pole to light pole, but I did play tackle football in high school, so I totally understand the competitiveness. I had a couple injuries when I was playing football, and sometimes you get these injuries and you wouldn't even expect to get them because you're going at full speed. Almost every play is full speed. Depending on what position you're playing, you got so many things that you have to remember. The plays, the wide receivers routes, the running back behind you, fullback, the O-line. When you finally find a good quarterback, these teams find a quarterback that they can rely on that's dedicated to the team. That's something different. Kansas City, I could say they're definitely Mahomes. When he started, he definitely was something. You can tell that all he needed was a little bit more of an opportunity to shine and some more reps, and look what happened. He just took off. Another one would be Lamar. He is Baltimore. Really good quarterback, you know, strong, very strong, hard to take down. There's not so many quarterbacks like Michael Vick like used to be back in the day, where you would have an arm and legs, if that makes sense, as in running. They got that Tom Brady. I think Manning was one of the biggest ones. He would not like to run, but when he did, he would slide. But most of the time, it's either a pass or a throw out of bounds. You don't want to waste time or plays. Lamar runs. I would say there's maybe like a handful of quarterbacks that are running still, that are legit gonna run, that are not scared to, you know, get hit or take a hit. I wanted to ask you guys about, how do you guys feel about the punting? It's either the second or third year. I want to say it's the second year. They started punting the ball closer. They put a box. It's where they kick the ball to, only from this part inside this box that they have. I want to say it's from the 20 to the 10. The kicker kicks the ball into between this box is the only time the runners can catch the ball from behind and catch it and run. Today, also, I found out today that the Lakers, they had an update on Luka today, and Luka seems like he just has a little bit of a soreness, so he should be ready for our season. That's good news. That's good to hear. A lot of teams were talking about, should we let the players go play or should they stay? I think that it should be up to the players. Yes, it definitely should be up to corporate, also to the team owners and the owners, because we're investing so many millions of dollars into you. A lot of injuries happened this season. Do you feel like the injuries were happening because it's just people weren't properly, no, I can't say properly, because they're professional athletes, so they stay ready. They're always in the gym, they're always stretching, they're always worrying about health and fitness, and they're always got nutritionists, therapists. So I can't say that they don't have all that they need, but I feel like it's a younger generation as you're coming up. 18, starting from 11, 10 AAU, 10 high school, elementary school. I was 9 years old when I first went to my traveling team. I was 8, my brother was 9 when I was in traveling team, and we traveled pretty much all around Los Angeles playing in a bunch of tournaments. I remember one summer we were in 5 tournaments in one summer, 2 in Vegas, and then 3 of them were around Los Angeles. And those tournaments are not cheap, you know, for these teams that are competitive, that are really trying to get better. Their teams are trying to get better. Those games are a lot, you know, on a kid. When I was younger, I didn't think about things like that. I would just get to the next game. You know, I wasn't really thinking about, when you're young, you don't think that, you know, you're tired and you're like, oh, injury prone, and, you know, you're young, you're just ready to go, and you can get hit by things and you just bounce off of it. So it's definitely different when you're playing a lot of tournaments. Some tournaments can be more physical than others. It was a junior high school I was in my first tournament, and when I went to Vegas, the kids were like, wow, like, where'd you guys be, like, 6 foot something, 6'4", 6'5", dudes jumping out the gym. Like, you guys are crazy. Like, these kids are like built for the basketball game. I played all around the San Fernando Valley, all the way to Lancaster and Palmdale in the Alamo Valley to Los Angeles. I couldn't, at the time, I wasn't an indoor baller until I got to maybe 25, but until then I was nothing but outdoors. I was just dedicated to the streets and playing outdoors, which that also can mess up a lot too, because concrete's not good on the knees. It's definitely not good on the knees. As you get older, you can start feeling it on the knees. Summertime sucks, you know, some floors are rougher than others. I feel like that though, every basketball player understands that part. You have to go through that part. You have to go through the outdoor balls, and you have to go play against the way I feel like when you want to be a player. Let's do it this way. When I was young, okay, when I was younger, and I loved when in between 18 and 25, in between those times, I was so dedicated to this sport that I was outdoor every day, summertime, wintertime, rain, sleet, cold. I was always outdoors. When it was raining, I have hoodies, jackets. I have a special pair of basketball shoes just for the rain. And then when the summer comes, I would have extra waters, dehydration packs, sunblock. You know, you plan different than what you would do for the indoor. You know, there's more rougher terrain. You prepare for different people at the bar. When you go to these parks around the valley and around LA, you don't know what you're gonna run into. So it's a little bit rough, but that's what builds your character, I feel like. That's what's gonna build you into the player that you're gonna be. You know, you can survive playing against a grown man in the streets that are playing rough, then you can play indoor, and then you should be able to survive indoors. Even though it's a different indoor and outdoor, totally different. Some people might say they aren't, but they are totally different. You can go to an indoor court and you can walk into a gym, and if you don't know nobody, you just a shy person, you might not get on the court for about a couple of days. Maybe you might not even play that day. And you know, I know a couple of people that are like that are shy. It's not that you're shy, it's just, you know, it's intimidating to ask somebody to be on their team when you don't even know them. Sometimes the rejection can hurt. Someone telling you, you know, they just give you that look. Like, you can tell if let's be honest. If you goofy and if you can ball, you can just tell. And some of these guys go to the parks and they look forward to playing, so they know already who to pick, who not to pick. It's called politicking out in the streets. They do have a lot of politicking out in these streets, they do. You go to certain parks, some guys might not like you. You go to other parks, some guys might like you. You know, some guys might want to play against you, and some guys might want to be with you. It all just depends. You know, I've been around a lot of parks. When I was younger, when you're a young kid and you go to a park, a fresh park, and you don't know nobody in the ghetto or in the hood, you know, being young, sometimes it can hurt your ego when you ask people to play and no one wants to pick you up because you're young, and, you know, no one wants to pick up that young kid that, you know, might not make a shot or pass the ball away or airball. You know, but, you know, when you get that shot, if you're out there, little kid, and you hear me and you're listening to this, when you get that shot, you make sure you take your chance, man. And you take that chance and you run with it, and you just be who you are. You play the fundamental games and you'll shine through. Everybody will see that you can ball and that you can do what you can do. You just have to keep to what you've been training and what you've been practicing, and everything will work out. Sometimes the OGs don't want to let you play, but you know, you earn your respect after a while. You just got to keep trying. Keep coming back though. Don't stop coming to the parks. Keep coming back, because after a while, they'll recognize you. They'll know who you are. Eventually, someone's gonna give you a chance. You just got to keep trying. Now, if you're going to a little bit in the hood park, I would suggest not to roll too deep. One, maybe two people with you. Be respectful, courteous. You know, this is their land. You know, this is where they come from. This is their park. This is their everything. You know, there's some guys that they just show up to the park to just watch. So those are the ones you gotta respect, those ones, because those are the ones that are gonna stand up and say, you know, let this little kid get a chance, you know? Or they're gonna say, when there's a foul or something going on, they're gonna be the ones that can help stop the controversy. And, you know, those are the OGs. That's what you need. And there's always some at the park. Now, there might be OGs that might be a little shysty and you know, it might not, you know, pick you up. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it a couple times, you know? Not to the little kids, but I've done it to the OGs before, where I come to the park and, you know, everybody recognizes me and know me, but I already show up with the team. So I understand when everybody's like, pick me up, and then I show up with the team and it turns into us versus them at their park. So it turns into something else. And so when you go to these parks, just be courteous, you know, say hi to everybody. Even the ones that you don't say hi to, try to make a way to say hi, because there's always somebody that's there that just needs a hi, a pick me up, a hello. Hey, get a shot up, you know, pass the ball to him, help him out, give him a couple pointers. A lot of people that I know that see me around the valley, LA, they always ask me how to get better in some things. And it always comes down to repetition, practices, the stuff that you do when no one's watching, it's gonna make you a better player. I'm really grateful that I put in a lot of work into my shot and into my craft. I love basketball. It's my passion. So, you know, everything I put into it, I'm glad I got out of it. I thank for everybody that gave me the chance, that passed me the ball, you know, that showed me and helped me to get to find what my score was and made me better and made me want to grind to get better. You know, I'm a shooter though. I'm a shooter, I can say. If you want to go up some shots, you know, I'm down for it. I'm always up. I don't want to brag or nothing, you know, and say that I'm the greatest, because I'm not, but I am a great shooter to myself and to people that know me and people that represent and see me and know me around the whole LA area and the Valley and San Fernando Valley. I'm one of the shooters. I'm a shooter, and more than likely, I'm a 95% make it every time. I might not be that great in the midi, but in the threes, I'm gonna get you. So, you know, a lot of times I'm getting questions about how to adjust my shot and how to get it where I need to get it and get it to that basket. So you just gotta keep working, stay positive, don't give up on the craft. And you know, everything's gonna give you back what you give. If you put in a little bit extra, you're gonna see your game change even faster. So it's all up to you. And then it's also repetitions. I keep saying it because it's true, because once you let off a week, it starts falling back down to where you start from scratch. So it's all about repetition. You know, keep at it, don't stop. My suggestion is just to stay, if you're gonna run, try to add some basketball still to, or football or soccer, whatever sport you're doing, to still add a little into it of your sport, your basketball. Add a little bit more into maybe run basketball, switch, alternate. It's a challenge to do. It was challenging for me to run and play basketball. I found out that if you can just balance it, an hour, 2 hours, and one thing, an hour here, it benefits it. You know, it definitely benefits. I would say try it out. You know, try it a little, maybe a mile here, a mile there. You don't have to run. You can walk it. You know, it's summer right now, so it's nice outside for walks. Get your little boo out there with you. You know, you be all right. I wanted to say thank you guys for everybody that's been watching me. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try my best to keep giving you everything I got. I have some guests coming. I wanna say maybe like in 2 days, a day, I'm gonna have maybe like 2 guests come by and give their knowledge on some sports. I have a cheerleader that's gonna stop by that went to CSUN, Cal State Northridge, and she was a CSUN. She did All-Star. She was all around athlete in the cheerleading industry. She was a coach, or she still is a coach. She's giving back to the younger generation of girls in the gymnastics area. So hopefully I can get her to come down and give us a little bit of insight on the cheerleading side, on athletes and cheerleading, because I feel like that'd be a good topic to talk about. They are athletes. They are, you know, they do just as much as guys do. So hopefully I can get her to come down and give us a little bit on her. I have a basketball player coming by, a street ball basketball player, YN, a young man. So maybe he can jump in onto the conversation that we were talking about the AAU and working out, and if it's too much. So hopefully I can get him to come down a little soon and we can get that interview going. And I got some more ideas in the works. I'm working on a couple more ideas in the sports world. I'm gonna try to get out in these streets and try to give you some more content out in these streets, not just in my house and, you know, filming in here. So I'm gonna try to get out and maybe get some interviews out in these streets and see how that goes, and get some more outdoor people, I guess I would say. But not outdoor people. I would say more in the sports industry. I'm gonna try to get some more people I can to give you guys some more insight on some sports, you know, football, basketball, soccer. So I'm gonna try to make my way. And, you know, if you guys are out there and you want to give your 2 cents on some sports that you play into that I haven't got into, pickleball, volleyball, soccer, golf, frisbee golf. There's so many sports, swimming. There's so many sports that are out there that I love to interview you, find out about your sport, and find out what it takes to be in your sport and the dedication and hard work that you did to it. And I would love to interview you, so hopefully I can get a lot more interviews coming to you guys. This podcast is promising. It's starting to go good. Bear with me on the channel. I'm working on a lot of things coming up for it, so everything's going up. And I appreciate you guys for watching. That's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for being here today and supporting me. You've been on my side with Pastor Rock with King, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.